Knowledge International Incorporated, and copy for to Mr. Carlo Batalla, Chairman and President of Crimes and Corruption Watch International Incorporated. Also to Engineer Michael Salarda, President of Davao del Norte Conval Constructors Association Incorporated. For the online viewers, including prospective bidders and observers watching us right now via live streaming on our official YouTube channel, DPWH Davao del Norte DEO Procurement LS. Don't forget to click subscribe. Once again, good day and good morning. Thank you.
Thank you. So, re-invitation to bid, number 2025-007, 25LC0091, Last Mile Schools Program, Kapatagan Integrated School, Kapalong, Davao del Norte, with approved budget for the contract of 18 million. And invitation to bid, number 2026-009, 26LC0062, 41X, Emergency Project, Repair and Rehabilitation of Roads with Slips along Asuncion-San Isidro-Laak-Veruela Road, kilometer 1489 plus 580 to kilometer 1489 plus 620.5, kilometer 1489 plus 730 to kilometer 1489 plus 775, with approved budget for the contract of 884,943 pesos and 62 centavos. We have also the agenda items, brief presentation, explanation by the back of the following: basic contract data, requirements of bidding documents, documents to be submitted by the bidders as specified in section 54.2 of IRR of RA 12009, technical proposal, financial proposal, then questions, comments from bidders, and replies of BAC and other representatives of procuring entity, other matters. May we proceed with the basic contract data to be presented by Planning and Design section. Proceed, please. Also, we'll be presenting the maintenance section personnel.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. For the contract ID 25LC0091, Last Mile Schools Program, Kapatagan Integrated School, Kapalong, Davao del Norte, an ABC of 18 million, and contract duration of 150 calendar days under FY 2025 GAA BEFF. So this is the location of our project, approximately about 85 kilometers away from the Tagum City. And these are the geotag photos of the site. And this is the site validation sheet where we can see na nakasketch po dyan yung ating proposed 1-story, 3-classroom. Enclosed siya sa red na box, just beside po sa 1-story, 1-classroom. And this is the site development plan. And this is our perspective. And for the floor plan, we have one-story, 3-classroom with floor area of 34.5 by 9.5 meters with one side ang kanyang ang mga bathroom, and on the other side we have the ramp and the utility room. This is the typical bay section. Another typical bay section where we can see na massive po yung ating embankment due to the actual site na uneven po yung ground or soil profile niya. And for our project, we also have massive embankment due to our desired elevation na dapat po siyang level sa existing na one-story, one-classroom. And for the detail of our trust, so these are the included pay items. So these are the same as posted. So we have Part A, facilities for the engineer, including items for provision of furnitures, fixtures, equipment, and appliances for the field office for the engineer, including po dito yung desktop, UPS, and a printer. Items also for construction of combined field office and living quarters building for the engineer, specifically the Bahay Kubo. For Part B, we have other general requirements, including permits and clearances, project billboard or signboard for the COA and DPWH billboard, occupational safety and health, mobilization, demobilization, as well as our signages for the school name, ID, and the address. For Part C, we have earthworks, including structure excavation for common soil, embankment from roadway or structure excavation common soil, embankment from barrow common soil, gravel fill, and our gate. For Part D, we have reinforced concrete, including items for structural concrete, Class B, 3,000 PSI for slab on fill, including ramp and our wall footing. Structural concrete Class A, 28 days, 4,000 PSI for our footings, columns, and beams. Our reinforcing steel bars, deform grade 40 and grade 60, and our formworks and false works. For Part E, we have finishing, sanitary, and other civil works. For masonry works, we have CHB 100 mm for interior walls and 150 mm for exterior walls. Items for our carpentry joinery work, specifically PVC ceiling panels on metal frame, the blackboard, and air vent. For glazed and unglazed tiles, our CR and hand wash. Cement plaster finish and our railings for our ramp. We also have complete painting works for our masonry wood and steel, waterproofing, liquid base for our reinforcing gutter. For Part E.7, we have roof framing and roofing works, including fabricated metal accessories for our ridge or hip rolls and flashing. We also have pre-painted metal sheets, corrugated long span, metal structure accessories such as bolts and rods, turnbuckle, sag rods, cross bracing, and steel plates. And for structural steel, we have trusses and purlins. For fabricated materials, we have items for finishing hardware, window accessory, specifically window grills, hollow steel door, aluminum glass window fixed type, jalousie windows, frames, the doors which are wood panel, and the roll-up doors for our utility room. For our plumbing or sanitary works, we have complete plumbing and sanitary works, including concrete canal, catch basin, the sewer line works, storm drainage and downspout, our septic vault, plumbing fixtures, and our cold water lines. Complete, for Part F, we have complete electrical works, including single-arm solar LED roadway lighting. That is with post. For the electrical, we have conduit boxes and fittings, wires and wiring devices, the panel board. We also have solar panel with inverter, battery, and other devices, and lighting fixtures, including solar street lights for our building. Part G, we have mechanical works, including items, ventilating equipment, specifically ceiling fans, water tank na stainless, fire extinguisher, which is wall-mounted, and our fire alarm system, including alarm bell, smoke detector, and control panel. And these are the proof of ownership. We have Yusufrak, as well as documents related. And this is the approved document from the DepEd. And that would be all. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Back members, any query regarding the presentation?
None, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
mag-query lang ko sa equipment.
Go ahead.
Sorry, sir. Wala na ko na-include, sir.
Paki-check daw tong genset basig 300 kBA gyapon imong gibutang.
For this project po, sir, may ano po sila, sir,
Generator?
electricity po sa area.
Okay.
So wala pong
Ah,
gensets.
okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So, implementing unit?
For the quantity, Mr. Chair, none. And for the information na lang po, ang tanan quantity based ni siya sa nakakoncord na sa DepEd po, Mr. Chair.
Backsec?
None, Mr. Chair.
Next presenter, please. Before that, ma'am, wala ba problema sa site, no? Ang pag-add to sa agianan nga kuan?
None po, sir.
Accessible, no?
Yes po, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Next presenter.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. So for the contract ID 26LC0029, contract name, construction of public water supply system, level 2, Barangay Mesaoy, Corella, Davao del Norte. With an ABC of 44,550,000, contract duration of 210 calendar days, source of fund, FY 2026 GAA. Next, so this is the perspective of the elevated tank. Next. So for the summary of quantity, we have part A, facilities for engineer. Provision, furniture, fixtures, equipment, appliance for the field office for the engineer. Next is construction of field office for engineer. Then part B, permit and clearances, project billboard, signboard, occupational safety and health, mobilization, demobilization. Then part C, earthwork, clearing and grubbing, structure excavation, common soil, trench excavation, gravel fill, site development, perimeter fence, removal of structure obstruction, PCCP, 0.23 meter thick. Then part D, structure concrete class B, 28 days. Structure concrete class A, 28 days, 4,000 PSI. Reinforcing steel, deform grade 40. Reinforcing steel, deform grade 60. Formwork and false work. Next, CHB non-load bearing, 100 mm. Then cement plastering finish. Painting work, masonry concrete. Waterproofing liquid base. Metal structure, Portland cement concrete pavement, unreinforced, 14 days, 0.23 meter thick. Then bulb and pipe fitting. Part K, PVC polyethylene transmission pipe. Then last is bulbs. So this is the map of the project. So beginning from boundary of Kwambugan and Mesaoy. Then the end of the project to Purok Dasing and boundary of Mesaoy and Del Pilar. So this is the typical drawing for pipeline traversing PCCP. Also, typical drawing for pipeline crossing bridge. Next. So this is the location of the proposed elevated tank 40 cubic. And this is the geotag photos. Also, the location for 20 cubic elevated tank. And this is the geotag photos. Geotag photos. Next. This is the memorandum of agreement between Tagum Water District and DPWH. Next. Annex A and B. Then this is the proportionship tax declaration. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Back members, any query?
None, Mr. Chair.
Implementing unit,
None, Mr. Chair.
BACSEC,
None, Mr. Chair.
okay. So, gamay lang pangutana. Kato lang sa MOA ba to, sir? Katong sa Water District? Pakibalik daw.
Yes, sir.
Water District. Pero ang area is, ano? New Corella.
Mesaoy, sir. Corella.
Unsay kuan sa unod sa kuan? MOA.
State dra, sir, na ang Tagum Water District ang kuan og source sa tubig.
Asa dapat? Okay.
Kumbugan iyahang transmission mag-start. And purely supervision o gunsa lang ang water district ani. Sabay sila sa ato pag-construct na.
So during mag-function na siya,
Water district na ang mo maningil ani after actually.
sige. Thank you. Next presenter, please.
So next project, with the contract ID of 26LC0030 with the contract name of construction of water system level 2 at Barangay Carcor, Corella, Davao del Norte with an ABC of 9,900,000, contract duration of 180 calendar days, source of fund FY 2026 GAA. This is the perspective. Then for the summary of quantities, Part B, permit and clearances, project billboard, signboard, occupational safety and health, mobilization, demobilization. Part C, earthwork, structural excavation, gravel fill. Part D, structure concrete class B 28 days, structure concrete class A 28 days, 4,000 PSI. Reinforcing steel, grade 40, reinforcing steel, grade 60, formwork and false work. Then part E, CHB non-load bearing, 100 mm. Then unglazed tile, cement plaster finish, ceiling, 4.5 mm fiber cement board. Then reflective insulation, painting work, masonry concrete, waterproofing, liquid base, fabricated metal roofing, flashing, fabricated metal roofing, gutter, fabricated, pre-painted metal sheet, long span, structural steel, purlin, metal structure, then frames, door, wood panel, aluminum glass window sliding type, finishing hardware, storm drainage, downspout, plumbing fixture. Then part F, conduit boxes, fitting, wire and wiring devices, panel board with main branch breakers, solar panel with inverter, battery, and other devices. Lighting fixture, wall-mounted transformer, with complete accessories. Then part G, air conditioning system, split type. Water tank, stainless, water tank, polyethylene. Part K, plastic pipe HDPE, SDR11, bulb. And lastly, water treatment plant, modular skid type with complete accessories. So this is the pipeline layout. And water system detail. This is the basis of our design from DO 160. Also, pipeline layout from DO 160. And this is our design. So as we can see, we have a spring water source. And we have also water treatment processing. Also, the pipeline layout for the water treatment plant process. So this is the proposed site for the pump house with solar panel. So the project is solar powered. Also, the proposed site for groundwater tank. And this is the source, water source. Geotag photos for the site. Annex A and B. And this is the proof of ownership land title. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Sir, your previous presentation, yun, sir, katong, di na ako ma-recall ha, katong, mo pirma pa nga daghan? Asa ganito nga, the same area, New Corella, katong 20 ba to, niya, nakapirma to tanan, asa to nga area?
Sa Mesaoy yata to, sir. Katong Mesaoy.
Okay na ba to siya? Katong,
So far, sir, tax declaration pa lang gid lang na hatag sa tuwa, sir.
So, di ta makaproblema? Katong report
sa Mesaoy, ma'am.
Hindi na ako ma-recall eh.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, Mr. Chair, ang tag-iya sa, kuan mo na siya, yuta ba? Daghan siya, yuta, ay kanang, dako nga, kanang maka-mother title pa ba, tapos nakatipak-tipak siya. Ang katong portion nga natipak, motoy katong nga butangan ang tag-iya is katong kagawad niya siya ang willing jud kay siya nga i-donate dili lang siya pwede nga siya lang ang moperma kay syempre kay natibuk-an man pero motoy lahang saad siya mismo nga kuan wala siya problema papermahon niya tanan tapos ang isa ka site adto is government na jud naka-under na sa Mesaoy.
Ang status karon katong daghan sila mo pirma wala pa gyud na
still process pa Mr. Chair.
Di ta makaproblema?
Willing lang gid sila mo
Ipapod
donate.
na to siya ma-award kung dili pa nato siya
Kana ba
mahuman.
So, answer na to na, sir. Naaraman kang mamirmahe diya o basig nang abroad pod no? Ana ba? Kay ubay-ubay man tong just no? Ang
Yes. Actually nag-ani man sila atong mga pila ka weeks nang ni Agi. Ni gid sila si Kapitan, Mr. Chair.
may problema sa daghan sila basig na mo supak isa ba? Nya makulgot ta nya. No?
Dili sila ang tag-iya, dili daghan ang tag-iya sa isa ka yuta.
Iha
lang tong ihang portion ba.
Okay.
Bali naka-hold ang yaman kong titulo is wala pa natipak-tipak. So daghan sila nga owner pero ang katong portion nga katong butangan gyud sa tangke ang tag-iya ato motong barangay kagawad nga mo gyud nagsigig hangyo diri nga
iya hatong So any Query pa from the back members? Implementing unit,
None, Mr. Chair.
BACSEC.
None, Mr. Chair.
So proceed to the next presenter.
Next project with the contract ID 26LC0033. Contract name, construction of water system, Barangay Palma, Talaingod, Davao del Norte, with an ABC of 6,930,000. Contract duration of 90 calendar days. Source of fund, FY 2026 GAA. So this is the perspective for the groundwater tank. Or the summary of quantities. Part B, permit in clearances, project billboard, signboard, occupational safety and health, mobilization, demobilization. Then Part C, structure excavation, gravel fill. Part D, structural concrete, Class B, 28 days, structural concrete, Class A, 28 days, 4,000 PSI. Reinforcing steel, deform, grade 40, reinforcing steel, grade 60. Formwork and false work. Then Part E, CHB non-load bearing, 100 mm. Cement plaster finish. Painting work, masonry concrete, waterproofing, liquid base. Metal structure. Then Part F, solar panel with inverter, battery, and other devices. Part G, water tank, stainless. Then Part K, polyethylene, HDPE, SDR 111. Then lastly, bulb. So this is the pipeline layout with a total of 10,800 meters. Next. Also the water system detail. This is the geotag photos. This is the water source, so natural spring. So we have two sources. Then Annex A and B. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. So, any query from the back members?
None, Mr. Chair.
Implementing unit,
None, Mr. Chair.
BACSEC.
None, Mr. Chair.
So proceed to the next presenter.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. This is in behalf of Engineer Sion. I'm here to present for the contract ID 26LC.
Ma'am, your name, please.
Po.
Your name?
Ivy Chavez po.
Chavez.
Yes po.
Thank you.
For the contract ID 26LC0062 with the project name of 41X Emergency Project, Repair, Rehabilitation of Road with Slips along Asuncion-San Isidro-Laak-Veruela Road, kilometer 1489 plus 580 to 620.50 and 1489 730 to 775 with a ABC amount of 884,943.62. Source of fund FY 2026 RA 12314 regular 2026 current and a duration of 60 calendar days. So this is our sub-allotment advice for MOE. This is our approved plan and our location map and vicinity map. For the summary of quantities, we have for the other general service, construction survey and staking, project billboard, signboard, occupational safety and health, traffic management, mobilization and demobilization. And for drainage and slope protection structures, we have gabions, 1x1x2 metallic coated and filter cloth. for SLD for the station limits 418, 89, 580 to 620.50. This is the typical roadway cross-section for the same station limits po. And this is the SLD for the station limits 1489-730 to 1489-775. And this is its cross-section po. And we have here the approved program of work and our approved budget for the contract po. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Any query from the back members? Implementing unit,
None, Mr. Chair.
back.
None, Mr. Chair.
Since this is QRF, no? So, emergency? Sige, di siya na to. Pwede. Okay, regular. So, ang project engineer ini, ma'am, sa
Maintenance po.
maintenance. Since kaman siya, kaning naghihapon mo ikuan, katong assigned para sa materials engineer.
Naa, sir.
The same sa kanyapon, okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so that was the last project presented. The requirements of bidding documents, BACSEC.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. So the requirements of bidding documents, including invitation to bid, instruction to bidders, bid data sheet, general conditions of contracts, special conditions of contracts, specifications, drawings, bill of quantities, and Philippine bidding documents related forms. The bidding documents are posted in the DPWH website and PhilJEPs. Amendments in the provision of the bidding document shall be issued through a supplemental bid bulletin and will be posted in the bid bulletin and notices. Documents to be submitted by the bidder, technical and financial proposals. Bids must be duly received by the procuring entities back at Kilometer 48, Barangay Canucotan, Tagum City, Davao del Norte for manual submission, or at electronic bids _Davao del Norte at dpwh.gov.ph for electronic submission. Bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. For electronic submission, prior to the deadline of submission of bids, the prospective bidder shall send an email attaching the copy of the official receipt of purchase of bidding documents in portable document file or PDF format. Only the electronic bids of bidders who have successfully submitted an electronic official receipt shall be accepted. Prospective bidders shall prepare their bids in 2 file folders in appropriate documents and file format, each for the technical and financial components. Only during the actual opening of bid shall the bidder disclose the passwords for his electronic bid. This can be done by the bidder's authorized representative verbally in person, through phone call, online platforms, or through writing. For joint venture, the format of pickup ID to be used by the bidder in naming their files shall be the pickup ID of the lead member. The step-by-step detailed procedure of electronic submission is stipulated in the Bidding Documents Clause 22 and in Department Order 87 Series of 2020. Also included in the department order are the steps for the modification of an electronic bid, non-participation in the bidding, withdrawal of electronic bid and proper email subject, and the file name for each file to be submitted to designated email address. For the technical proposal, PhilJEP's Certificate of Registration, Platinum Membership in accordance with Section 20 of the IRR, pickup license and registration in case of joint venture, statement of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract in accordance with ITB Clause 5-5. The single largest completed contract, or SLCC, shall be supported by an owner's certificate of final acceptance issued by the project owner other than the contractor, or a final rating of at least satisfactory in the CPES or a similar performance and monitoring system. In case of contracts with the private sector, an equivalent document shall be submitted. The net financial contracting capacity, or NFCC, computation in accordance with ITB Clause 5-6. For joint venture agreement, if applicable, which requires special pickup license and registration with percentage of the two contractors, the bid security in prescribed form, amount, and validity period. The bidder, at its option, shall submit a bid security in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following: the amount of not less than 2% of ABC if bid security is in cash, the amount of not less than 2% of ABC if bid security is in cashier's check, the amount of not less than 2% of ABC if bid security is in manager's check, and the amount of not less than 5% of ABC if surety bond. In case of extension of bid validity and bid security validity period, substitution of the bid security form is allowed. Bid securing declaration and the following forms may be used: cash or cashier's or manager's check issued by a bank, surety bond callable upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security. Bid shall remain valid for the period specified in the BDS, which shall not exceed 120 calendar days from the date of the opening of bids. Should it become necessary to extend the validity of the bids and the bid securities beyond 120 calendar days, the procuring entity concerned shall request in writing all those who submitted bids for such extension before the expiration date therefore. Any discrepancy in the amount, even a centavo, means non-compliant. Project requirements, which shall include the following: organizational chart of the personnel to be deployed for the procurement project to be bid, the list of contractors' personnel, example, project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foremen, to be assigned to the procurement project to be bid, with their complete qualifications and experience data. This personnel must meet the required minimum years of experience set in the BDS. As per Department Order No. 9, Series of 2012, if a proposed key technical personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that the personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded the contract, and he or she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing office. The bidder may propose a key technical personnel who is not its employee, provided that the said person is required to submit a certification that he or she will work for the bidder if it is awarded the contract under bidding. The said certification shall be included in the first envelope of the sealed bid. As per Department Order No. 252, Series of 2025, issued by the Department of Labor and Employment, revised implementing rules and regulation of Republic Act No. 11058 entitled An Act Strengthening Compliance with Occupational Safety and Health Standards and Providing Penalties for Violations thereof. Under Section 10, Safety in the Use of Equipment, to quote, operator shall undergo appropriate training and certification from the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority or TESDA, the Professional Regulation Commission or PRC, or other relevant government agencies before using the equipment. The DOLE may recognize training provided by equipment manufacturers, suppliers, or international organization if it is not available locally. Accredited safety officer requirements for approval of construction, safety, and health program required upon issuance of notice of award. In compliance with DOLE Department Order Number 252 Series of 2025 under Section 22 Occupational Safety and Health Standards for the Construction Industry. First aider with certificate of training issued by Philippine Red Cross or an organization authorized by the Secretary of Labor and Employment. Requirements for the approval of construction safety and health program required upon issuance of notice of award. In compliance with DOLE Department Order Number 252 Series of 2025 under Section 22 Occupational Safety and Health Standards for the Construction Industry. In compliance with Section 17 of DOLE Department Order Number 13, the implementation of construction safety shall be considered in all stages of project procurement, design, estimate, and construction, and its cost shall be integrated to the overall project cost under pay item B.71 and B.72 Occupational Safety and Health as lump sum amount to be quantified in the detailed estimate. The list of contractors' major equipment unit which are owned, leased, or under purchase agreements, supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project, as the case may be, which must meet the minimum requirements for the contract set in the BDS. As per Department Order Number 58, Series of 2012, all prospective bidders are mandated to state in their bid documents a complete technical description of their pledged equipment, whether owned or leased, such as but not limited to the engine number, year, model, chassis number, plate number, production capacity, and load capacity. In addition, the prospective bidders should also be required to state in their bid documents the particular place or site where the equipment are located as provided for under Department Order Number 9, Series of 2012. If any piece of equipment is not in the location, then the bidder shall be post-disqualified. Failure of a prospective bidder to comply with the said requirement shall result in the bidder's automatic post-disqualification for award of contract and forfeiture of its bid security. Certification of minimum laboratory equipment duly certified by any DPWH office as per Department Order 11, Series of 2017. Pursuant to Department Order Number 171, Series of 2025, guidelines on the use of DPWH performance evaluation system for constructors, consultants, and supplier. Department of Public Works and Highways recognizes the necessity of institutionalizing formal performance evaluation systems for all types of procurement to ensure that past and ongoing performance records are consistently considered in critical stages of procurement and contract management. At the eligibility stage, pursuant to Section 54-4-2-5 of the IRR for infrastructure projects, bidders shall submit proof of satisfactory past performance, such as a CPES rating of at least satisfactory or an owner's certificate of final acceptance or equivalent for private sector contracts. Bidders must ensure to the adherence to the Department Order 110 Series of 2024 for the implementation of ISO 9001-2015 certification requirement for large A, medium B, and medium A, contractors in the procurement of infrastructure projects of the department. Hence, bidders must attach to the technical envelope their ISO 9001-2015 certification, and failure to attach will be a disqualification of their bid. It is reminded our bidders that in our pre-bid conference, there is one contract ID or project ID 26LC0029, the construction of public water supply system level 2, Barangay Mesaoy, Corella, Davao del Norte, in the amount of 44,550,000. Therefore, it will be considered as medium A, which is more than 30 million but less than 150 million. There must be an ISO certificate starting January 1, 2026. Pursuant to Department Order number 169 series of 2025, only accredited project engineers may be assigned to DPWH projects. Omnibus sworn statement in accordance with Section 54-3 of the IRR, 11 items. And to ensure compliance to memorandum dated February 24, 2026 with the subject clarification on the implementing of beneficial ownership information, disclosure requirements under the memorandum dated November 19, 2025 in accordance with Section 82 of the Implementing Rules and Regulation of Republic Act 12009, which provides for the disclosure of beneficial ownership information for legal entities participating in government procurement. In this regard, and consistent with the intent of said provision, the following implementation guidance is adopted. Considering that the current omnibus statement already incorporates sworn declarations relating to beneficial ownership disclosure, and in order to streamline documentary requirements and avoid duplication of sworn submission, the separate submission of the sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership Annex A shall no longer be required. In lieu thereof, disclosure of beneficial ownership shall be established through submission of the latest General Information Sheet or GIS reflecting beneficial ownership information or BOI duly filed with a stamp received by the Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC. This requirement shall be specified in the documents comprising the bid as mentioned in item number 4 hereof and shall be submitted by the bidders in its bid. The requirement shall apply only to the entities enumerated under Section 82 of the IRR, namely legal entities such as corporations, partnership, private sector organization, foundations, and associations. For the financial proposal, financial bid form, bid prices, bill of quantities in accordance with ITB Clause 13-1. Failure to attach any requirement or any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient documents in the above-mentioned checklist is a ground for outright rejection of the bid and will fall as non-compliant. All documents to be submitted must be current and updated, otherwise it will be rated as failed. Bidders shall enclose their technical documents in one sealed envelope marked technical component and the financial component in another sealed envelope marked financial component, sealing them all in outer envelope marked bid, and bid's proposal must be in A4 size. Further, the authorized liaison officer will be the one to drop the bids. Bids submitted through courier will not be accepted. Bidders shall submit 2 original copies and 1 copy of certified true copies of the technical and financial component of the bid. The original copy of the bid shall be typed or written in ink and limited to 2 decimal places in amount and shall be signed by the bidder or its duly authorized representative. All envelopes shall contain the name of the contract to be bid in capital letters, bear the name and address of the bidder in capital letters, be addressed to the procuring entity's back in accordance with ITB Clause 18-1. Bear the specific identification of this bidding process indicated in the ITB Clause 1-1 and bear a warning, do not open before the date and time for the opening of bids in accordance with ITB Clause 19. The bidders are also advised to be responsible on their bids submitted in accordance with the checklist and their technical and financial proposal should have proper tabbing in words based on the order in the checklist, including proper sequencing of documents in chronological order. Further, bidders were advised not to recycle legal documents or documents attached in the previous submission of bids, which have the signatures and countersigns of the back members. Late bids submitted will not be accepted. All forms as mentioned in ITB Clause 17-1 must be completed without any alterations to their format. No substitute form shall be accepted. Each and every page of the bid form, including the bill of quantities under Section 9 hereof, shall be signed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Failure to do so shall be a ground for the rejection of the bid. Any insertions, erasures, or overwriting shall be valid only if they are signed or initialed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Bidders with lowest bid during the opening of bid is not a guarantee to be awarded for the contract. All bid documents are subject to detailed bid evaluation and post-qualification prior to be declared as lowest calculated responsive bid and subsequently to be awarded for the contract. The bidders are given 3 days after the bidding to file for a motion for reconsideration.
Criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, deliberation recommending award and award. After determining the names of the bidders that submitted bids for the contract at hand, the BAC, assisted by each BAC Secretariat, shall check if each bidder that submitted bids is eligible to bid for the contract being procured. This shall be done electronically using the DPWH CWA. The BAC Secretariat shall enter into the CWA the pickup license number and or name of bidder. The CWA program will electronically process and match the bidder's capability or eligibility data in the CWA. The computer program will automatically determine if the bidder meets the following eligibility requirements. A. The cost of bidder's SLCC is at least 50% of the ABC of the project to be procured. B. The bidder's NFCC is at least equal to ABC of the project to be procured. The program will also automatically generate the results of the eligibility check. The reasons for ineligibility will also be automatically shown in the notices of ineligibility. Bidding will be conducted through competitive bidding procedures using the non-discretionary pass and fail criterion as specified in IRR, otherwise known as the New Government Procurement Act or NGPA. This office reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare a failure of bidding, or not award the contract at any time prior to contract award in accordance with the Section 70 of RA number 12009 without thereby incurring any liability to the affected bidder or bidders. The procuring entity will undertake the detailed evaluation and comparison of the bids which have passed the opening and preliminary examination of bids pursuant to ITB Clause 22 to determine the lowest calculated bid or LCB. Lowest calculated responsive bid or LCRB is the award criterion. The same will be applied to detailed checking evaluation of the technical proposal. Then, the bidder rated at least lowest calculated bid or LCB will undergo post-qualification. Once post-qualified, the bidder will be determined as lowest calculated responsive bid or LCRB and subsequently to be awarded for the contract. All bidders found to have conflicting interests shall be disqualified to participate in the procurement at hand without prejudice to the imposition of appropriate administrative, civil, and criminal sanctions. All prospective bidders shall be required to submit a sworn disclosure of relations and beneficial ownership, clearly identifying the natural persons who ultimately own, control, or benefit from the bidding entity, whether directly or indirectly through shareholding, voting rights, contractual agreements, or other means of control. Failure to comply shall be ground for the automatic disqualification of the bid in consonance with Section 59 of the IRR. For the post-qualification, the bidders were advised to read Department Order Number 127, Series of 2018, and other issuances related to this matter, since the BAC will be very keen and strict on the conduct of post-qualification process. As per the DO said, the contractor will not be awarded with a certain project if it has a negative slippage or at least 15% in a single contract or at least 10% in 2 or more contracts, failure of the contractor to commence the repair works on the ongoing contracts within 7 days and to complete them within 30 days after the receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies, or failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificate of acceptance within 30 days and to complete the works within 90 days after the receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures, or substandard quality of work as per contract, plans and specification, or unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligation as per contract, terms and condition. At the time of inspection or liquidated damages currently imposed of the contractor. During post-qualification, even though the contractor is the lowest bidder, still it is subject for further verification to ensure the compliance of the requirements of the contract. With that, we will be sending you a letter being the lowest calculated and responsive bid or LCRB. Moreover, the qualification and experience of the key technical personnel is subject for verification as part of the post-qualification process as per DO number 127 series of 2018. The BAC, with the assistance of the equipment verification team, will be strict on the compliance of the equipment as part of the post-qualification as part of the DO number 127 series of 2018. The equipment verification team will conduct an inspection on the verification of the equipment pledged by the contractor.
Mr. Chair, we would like to remind our bidders that there are common reasons for bidders' failure. Failure to follow the posted supplemental bulletin on PhilJEP's and DPWH website. A contractor may fail in the bidding process if he or she does not strictly comply with the requirements, revisions, or clarifications stated in the supplemental bulletin posted on the PhilJEP's and DPWH website. If there is incorrect pay item, description, unit, or quantity in the bill of quantities, the errors in the bill of quantities such as incorrect pay items, description, units of measurement, or quantities may result in disqualification during the evaluation of bids. And if there is inconsistencies in the equipment pledge and supporting documents, the contractor may be disqualified if the equipment listed in the equipment pledge does not match the attached supporting documents such as official receipt, certificate of registration, proof of ownership, or lease agreement. All details, example, equipment type, plate number, capacity, and ownership information must be consistent and properly documented. If there is non-compliance with SLCC supporting documents requirements, Section 52-4-2-5, so as required under this section, the single largest completed contract or SLCC must be supported by any of the following: an owner's certificate of final acceptance issued by the project owner other than the contractor, a final rating of at least satisfactory under the Contract Performance Evaluation System or CPES, or a similar evaluation or monitoring document. For contracts with the private sector, an equivalent supporting documents must be submitted. Failure to provide the required documentation may result in disqualification. Also, the alteration or substitution of prescribed bidding forms, Section 9, Philippine Bidding Documents Related Forms, ITB Clause 17-1, pursuant to Section 9 of the Philippine Bidding Documents Related Forms, the forms required under ITB Clause 17-1 must be completed strictly in accordance with their prescribed format. No alterations, modifications, or substitutions of the official form shall be accepted. Any deviation from the required format may lead to the rejection of the bid. For corporation and partnership, failure to attach the GIS reflecting the BOI duly received by the SEC and sworn affidavit in their bid as part of their eligibility in compliance to Section 82 of the IRR of RA 12009 on the declaration of beneficial ownership shall also be ground for disqualification. Failure to specify the applicable taxes itemized in the detailed estimate using the prescribed bid form, particularly under Declaration E, shall be a ground for disqualification. This is in accordance with the instruction to bidders, ITB Clause 17-2, and as provided under Section 9 of the Philippine Bidding Documents, the forms referred to in ITB Clause 17-1 must be duly accomplished and submitted without any alteration to their prescribed format. Also, reminding our prospective bidders of their obligation to fully and truthfully disclose all ongoing and awarded but not yet started contracts, including DPWH, other government and private contracts, by submitting the duly accomplished statement. Failure to submit and declare any ongoing and awarded but not yet started contract constitutes a ground for disqualification and imposition of appropriate sanction. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Questions, comments from bidders and replies of BAC and other representatives of procuring entity?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Chair. There are 7 concurrent viewers, 14 views, and there is no comment, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
For other matters, BACSEC?
For the other matters, Mr. Chair, this is for information and guidance for the prospective bidders that we have a memorandum and department orders. Number 1, interim guidelines upon lifting of suspension on procurement activities for locally funded civil works projects as referred into the DPWH memorandum dated September 16, 2025. Under this memorandum, live streaming of bidding activities, see Section 38.2 of the IRR of RA 12009, geotagging of project sites under DO 85 series of 2020, preparation of a straight line diagram under DO 246 series of 2024, net financial contracting capacity, see Section 52.4.1.4 of the IRR of RA 12009. And number 2, bidders' responsibilities, the Philippine Bidding Documents, procurement of infrastructures projects. Number 3, Department Order Number 28, Series of 2024, dated February 26, 2024, subject 3-strike policy of infrastructure goods and consulting services contracts. Number 4, Occupational Safety and Health Program in the instruction to bidders. Number 5, Department Order Number 241, Series of 2024, subject guidelines on the processing, approval, and reporting system of Construction Safety and Health Program for DPWH infrastructure projects. Number 6, Department Order Number 171, Series of 2025, dated August 30, 2025, subject guidelines on the use of DPWH performance evaluation systems for constructors, consultants, and suppliers. Lastly, number 7, directive to require submission of general information sheet reflecting beneficial information under memorandum dated February 24, 2026, clarification on the implementation of beneficial ownership information disclosure requirements under the memo dated November 19, 2025. Also, a reminder for our prospective bidders that their bid documents must follow the completeness and sufficiency of the bid. The discounts offered should be clearly and legibly written with signatures so that the BAC will be able to read it during the opening of bids. Contractors are not allowed to follow up their bids during evaluation period until the issuance of the notice of award unless the BAC in writing requests for a clarification of its bids. The no contact role policy will be strictly observed. Whatever submitted during the dropping of bids will be evaluated. Submission of locking or another document is not allowed. If there are any changes in the basic contract data of these projects, kindly closely check and monitor the DPWH and PhilJEP's websites for information and guidance regarding bid bulletin, and also if there are amendments to the bidding documents of these projects and all other notices, example, postponement or re-advertisement. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Kindly, gamay lang ma'am. Pakibalik na sa geotagging. For geotagging. What if pag geotag sa area is dili na siya sa gawa na siya sa norte ba? Naabot na siya sa Agusan. Geotagging result no reflect na siya nga Loreto Agusan na, which is isa sa project na to na inana. What will happen? So pag geotag dito, part na siya sa Agusan, Loreto. What will be the idea of kung saan na to? Since gamay lang akong discussion, no? Idea. Kay at least naatay isa ka project na pag geotag is part na siya sa Agusan. Loreto Agusan. So dili tama yes, pero sa strict compliance sa geotagging. So let's discuss it for, okay? So sige. So the summary of proceedings, including supplemental bid bulletin to be issued, Baksek.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. In summary, there are no changes in the basic contract data for all projects under invitation to bid numbers 2025-007 and 2026-007 and IB number 2026-009. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Are there any other matters for discussion? If not, any move for adjournment?
Mr. Chair, I move for the adjournment.
Adjournment has been moved and duly seconded. Therefore, this proceeding is now adjourned.
Let's stand for a closing prayer.